All right. This is the first time I've tried to do this. At least on my own. Um, my name's Leroy. It's not Jenkins, in case you were wondering. But I'll tell you a few things about me. I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular thing or if it's just something to try out and then stop. I'm still in prayer about it. But you should know a few things about me. Um, Again, my name's Leroy. I'm a Christian. I start off with that because I feel like anything that I say, it's fair for you to understand that that is where I'm coming from to begin with. I should also say that it's difficult to start off with that because I think a lot of times people hear that and they immediately think they know what that means, or they immediately think they understand the person or what their thoughts are. It definitely makes people uncomfortable, and I'm not saying it shouldn't. It probably should to some extent, but it's another conversation. What is it that I have to share with you? What is it? I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot I could go into. Not knowing whoever's watching this, I don't know who you are personally, but I mean, I feel like most conversations are better if you know who you're talking to. Like, one of the things about public speaking is knowing your audience. That's one of the rules. And so I don't know my audience. I just know it's people. And people have a lot more in common than they realize. There are some exceptions to the rule, maybe, but generally speaking, we're very similar. One thing I'll say this: when it comes to anyone who says that they're a Christian, I think it's something that people struggle with believing is people who are Christians are still human. And I think sometimes expectation is if you say you're a Christian, you pretty much need to be the second coming of Christ. Like, if you make any mistakes, or if you do anything wrong, then how could you possibly do that if you're a Christian? You know, if your God is who He says He is, if He's as powerful as you say He is, then why would He allow you to, be stupid or make bad decisions and stuff like that? Well, anyway, I'm gonna do a bit of rambling, just kind of seeing where this goes. It might not go anywhere, but uh, I think there's probably a lot of questions about Christianity. I think there's a lot of questions about the world. I'm not going to presume I know all the answers. And if anything, I'll tell you that I don't know all the answers. The good news is, well, there's the good news, but there's the good news in a very general sense is, we don't all have to have all the answers. I think that doesn't make a lot of people happy. They want to have all the answers, but if you don't have the answers, the question is, do you have the right answers? Do you have the answers that you need? Not always the answers that you want. That's a different thing. And so, as a believer, I believe that Jesus Christ is God. I believe that Jesus Christ is the only one true God. Now, I think that offends a lot of people. I think a lot of people would look at me as being narrow-minded or mean or inconsiderate or any number of other things, and that's not my intent. Because I mean, I believe other people, that believe other things. I don't hate them. I'm not mad at them. I don't feel like, you know I don't look down on them. I don't look like, hey, you're a loser, I'm a winner. That's not how it works. If you disagree with me, I'm not. I have no desire to force you to agree with me. My only goal is to please God, um, and I honestly, unfortunately, sometimes I have other goals, and I shouldn't. I shouldn't, but a lot of times I do because, again, like I said, Christians are human. I don't have any political goal. I don't have any. I'm not trying to, prove people wrong. Again, I'm not trying to make people look bad. I'm not trying to make anyone feel like they're hated or anything. If anything, I would like whoever's watching this to know that you're loved. That God loves you. And maybe you're taking a stance that you don't believe God exists. Um, I think someone once said there's no such thing as an atheist, but whether there is or there isn't, um, I know from my own personal experience that God is real. I know that He does exist. I know that He is Christ. But if you disagree with me, that's okay. That's okay. I don't judge you for it. I don't criticize you for it or anything like that. Like, you have a right to disagree. You have a right not to believe. You have a right to take whatever stance you want to take. Just like I do. And so I pray for whoever's watching this that God would work in their life to know Him like I know Him. But if He doesn't, I still trust God's work in whoever's watching this, just like I trust His work in me. And so, again, I don't know where all this is supposed to go. Maybe it's a lot better use of time than what I'm spending right now. I just hope that maybe someone would see this and it would make a difference for someone, and maybe they would take the time to actually pursue God, and maybe you're watching this and you say you already have, and you know exactly who God is, and maybe you disagree and you're saying that God isn't who I say he is, and again, that's fine. But if you're wondering, if you're not satisfied with the way things are, and you feel like there's something missing, and you feel like if I say the words, Jesus is God and Jesus is the one true God, and that affects you in a way that you want to know more about that, as opposed to completely being turned off to it, maybe God's trying to get your attention. But if not, maybe He's not. And I think things are a lot similar than most Christians allow it to be, or most Christians try to make it. I think we don't necessarily trust God's work, and we feel like we have to force things. And I'm not trying to force anything. But again, trying not to ramble, trying to be focused, trying to do a lot of things right now, and praying that God is using this through me, and not just this is me just talking. I might try this again, I might not, but I feel like I just wanted to try and see how it goes, if it goes at all, and maybe come to it later when I have a bit of more direction, and hopefully it's a direction from God. Thank you for taking the time if you watched this, and if I've offended you, I did not mean to. I do apologize. And if not, and some reason there's more that you want to talk about or see or hear me talk about or ramble about, which is more what's been going on, I guess you can let me know. All right. Thank you. God bless.